G'day guys, Victifreak here and welcome back to another drawing tutorial. And so yes, I am finally back after my 3 weeks break. I just happened to be really busy over these last few weeks. And so yeah, I'm finally back and I should be able to bring back my weekly videos from now on. So yeah, so this is not a viewer suggested video, just because one reason was because I was actually really busy for the past few days as well, and so I couldn't really make a poll both on Twitter and Pokemino, and I was just really strict on time, so I decided not to do that. But there was a new Pokemon trailer that came out, and as in this morning of the recording anyway, I was already going to draw this Pokemon because it was in a Korokoro leak, which leaked about 2 or 3 days before the recording of this video. But we finally got a proper trailer, and so I'm gonna be drawing today Silvally. So Silvally is the evolution of type Null, which is basically a chimera. A chimera is a fusion, is a creature that has the body parts of multiple creatures basically. And so yeah, type Null got an evolution. It's called Silvally, and it looks really cool in my opinion. It definitely went up to one of my favorite Pokemon instantly, just no doubt about it. It looks amazing. And so yeah, that is what we will be drawing today, Silvally. So Silvally is able to change types like Arceus, and just like Arceus, some parts change color depending on what type it is. When you give it an item, it will become that type, specific item, just like Arceus. And so some parts will change color, but we'll just have it the normal type Silvally, because that is the standard Silvally. And yeah, that's just what we're gonna do. Alright, so here are the tools that you'll need. Today we are going to draw Silvally with pencil. So here we have just a normal pencil and an outliner. And the color pencils that you will need are quite a few. Well, I guess it doesn't have to be as many as these. You could just have, if you don't have some of these, just the one color. Like if you don't have these two specific blues, or even or these two specific greens, you could just have one shade of them, and you could try to press them down differently, like harder or softer. That will give a different shade hopefully. Alright, so you'll need a gray pencil first of all, a gray and a black pencil. Won't need white today because if your page is white it shouldn't be a problem. So a gray and a black. You'll also need 2 different shades of blue, so that's just a normal dark bluish blue color. And here we have a very just a light blue, which will be used for pressing extremely lightly, like as in so light you can barely even tell, or not really that much, but you can still tell that it's blue, just extremely lightly. I just didn't happen to have any lighter color than this, which I should probably get. So these 2 shades of blue. You'll also need a purple, just really a standard purple, a little grayish as well, a grayish kind of purple. A red, a like purplish crimson kind of red. Yeah, it's more like a purplish crimson. And 2 shades of green, so this is kind of like a kind of military sort of green, kind of grayish, and yeah, it's less vibrant. So this is kind of the military-ish green, if you can kind of focus on this. Yeah, so it'll be this kind of color, almost like a bit of like a yellowish orangey green, and a more greener green. This is just like a normal green, sort of dark green. So yeah, these are the colors that we will be using. And so move this aside and get our pencils. We're gonna divide the page up so that we know how big everything is gonna be. So about half of the page is gonna be, so around this much, half of the page. The bottom half will be for the body and the top half will be for the head. Or maybe even the head is a little, takes up more space maybe of the height of the page because of the long neck and the thing on its head. So the head will be around here, I think. Around here. And then the thing on top will just have kind of like a triangular shape going all the way up here. And no, not triangular, kind of like a square. Except it gets narrow, it gets very narrow towards the tip, but that's good enough for now. And we'll just divide these two in half, somewhere like that. And we'll have the neck, and it kind of has the fur of the neck kind of goes onto the body, and it is a different color. It's gray and the body is a very dark gray, like a light black. So the fur does go down quite deep, something like this. And then we can have the body here. For now we won't really have the details, we'll just have the shape. And here we'll have the front leg, also the talons. So the front legs are the talons of one claw, two claws, and another claw here. And there's a leg that comes out around here. That's the back leg. Something like that. Seems about right. So we'll have the shape of the leg now. So just follow the line that we already have, basically. And then we have the canine-like paws. Okay, so that's basically what the back leg looks like. And we'll have the front leg. We can keep this as it is pretty much. And basically do the same thing. Alright, that seems good enough. And there's actually a little spike at the back of the paw. And now we can have, we'll have the face first actually. Let's just get the relative shape of the face. So it's facing completely forwards. So it's just gonna be very feline, like almost a lion kind of head. Except kind of like machine-like. We'll have the ears here, and there's gonna be a lot of fur at the back of the head here. Basically, like all the points meet at this little corner here. And there's a little rectangle here, right underneath the nose. And then there's another triangle at the top of its head, right here. Make this a little more clear. And then there's another rectangle that goes across here. Okay, that looks much better than before. So we'll just have the ears. There's another like triangle coming out, and there's another over inside. Let the bottom jaw a little more thinner, a little more narrow. Okay, and we have the neck right here, goes down, and it's the head. There's the hair, it separates into two here, goes back up and right underneath where the little circle thing here is, and just make another circle, and there's a cross inside. Make two semicircles and make the ear a little more tall. Sorry, I was just clearing things up. Alright, so that's more or less it with the head. And we'll move on to the giant axe-like thing on its head. Still not sure what it is. So this kind of curves and comes back out here. It's gonna be a smooth curve here, and then it just goes straight down, basically. And back up again. And then back up again diagonally. Just keeps going back until around here, this line that we already drew. And then around halfway here, make a split in the middle. It separates into two again, just like here. Make the split a little lower. This goes behind the back of the head. Rub this line out because we don't need it anymore. Also, there is a line here because I forgot to draw, so just put that line in there. And here, around half of the thing on its head, around halfway, there's another line that basically separates the tip . To make this part straight, this part kind of curves up, but this part is actually completely straight, which I only just realized. And it does curve down a lot. Actually, so does the tip here. I made a little too horizontal, so I want to make it a little more vertical. It seems better. And there's another line that here in the middle of these two split parts on the tip, on the top, I mean. And then there's that weird, I'm not sure what it is, comes out of its head. I'm gonna struggle to fit this in. And there's a third one, more horizontal than the others. Alright, so that's basically it with the head. I should probably get a tissue so it doesn't smudge, because it already started to smudge a little here and there. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly. Yeah, it's already got a few smudges, so use this on this hand. And so let's see, what else do we need to do? I think it is looking pretty good. So what else do we need to do? We need to, let's see, move on to the, so we'll just move on to the fur that goes down. So let's see, didn't get this quite right actually. Covered too much. So the fur here, you can just see it go up between the splits actually. So we want to make the fur go higher. And it does get slightly more narrow as we go up for this one. And we'll put the line here again. And then we get to see the fur come down here onto the body. This side there's a little part here that kind of separates. Okay, so that's basically it for the fur that comes down. And now we'll just move on to the legs. And so with the legs, actually, I only just noticed by looking up at the camera that you can't see the tip here, so I'll just move it up so I can show you really quickly. So that's just what the tip looks like there. Sorry about that, I just noticed. But okay, so now we'll have this leg here. So this leg just comes down here, kind of like just like a normal leg back here. Except the second half of the leg, this part, is where it starts to look like talons, basically. So we'll do that first because that's really detailed and it will be pretty difficult to draw. So about halfway here, just make a line. So this is where the claws by itself will be because they're really long. And this part will just have just goes up. Make this, just rub this out actually to make it easier for you to see. So let's make this kind of shape. Not sure what it is, kind of like an oval with a little tip here. And there's gonna be a spike, no, two spikes coming out. It's like here. It's just like a little second bit behind, just like a little arc behind it. It's just like a hidden part of the talon. And then there's like, it's this part that connects to the claws is very wavy, so just curve down, up, and then back to the bottom. And then we can do the claws. Okay, so with the claws, it's just gonna be a normal kind of talon. It's like this. We'll rub this behind so it can draw a little easier. We'll put two more of those. Then I'll just do the leg here. It will basically be the leg that's just straight, and it's basically just two lines and it has spikes on the top, and it basically looks the same as this part right here. So I'll just do that after I do this, and you guys could just follow along. And just gonna say this really quickly, there's some spikes here underneath the second part of the arm, just some fur to put in, and we will have to do the same around here, which you will see soon. Okay, so this leg is done. We're good with this, and now we can move on to the hind legs, and we don't really need to do much with the body here. And actually, there's actually less space between here, so we'll just move everything slightly this way. And like, actually I only just realized that the hind legs are actually basically right here, which means that the hind legs here should be all the way at the front. Sorry about that, guys. Let's try this again. So we have the hind legs here. Just go straight around like this. And then it starts to go more diagonal here. Just a little underneath the line here. And just have this part as well go aligned with this part. And we'll do the same thing that we did before with the other side here as well. With the hind legs, there are these little hexagons, like 3 hexagons here, connected. And there's actually more here. Just rub this out lightly. It's gonna be 3, no, there's gonna be 2 here, and it's gonna be 1 unconnected right here. The lines in the middle, around the middle, is cut off, so it's just the edges really, just like that. And we'll do the same on this side, or actually, we'll put the little claw. It's not really a claw, but it's like a little spike at the bottom of the foot. And we'll put in the toes as well. And that's basically it. So really all we have to do now is draw in the fin, the back fin, the tail fin. So here just make a huge triangle which will be around the same height as here. And on the top of the fin, there are these little diamond shapes. There's 3, so there'll be one here, here, and here. Just follow down again. Just follow down and around here, just do the same. And here is going to be just really wavy. It's just a big lump in the middle. And there's gonna be a little pattern here. Okay, so that's basically it with the pencil. So now we can move on to outlining. You get your outliner, and I'm probably just gonna go wash my hands really quickly because I don't want any more smudges on the page. Because now that we're done with pencil, I wouldn't get any more. So I'm just gonna do that really quickly, and I'm gonna start outlining everything except, you want to outline everything except for the rectangle here and the 2 lines here, the 2 horizontal ones, and the rectangle, diagonal rectangle here. Also, don't outline these 3 things here. So you can outline this thing here, just not these 3. Also, almost forgot to mention, you gotta lightly rub out everything just so that you can clearly see what you already outlined and what you didn't. And then once you finish this, then you can start outlining. Okay, so I finished outlining and I let it dry for about 5 minutes maybe, just because we're gonna have to rub all the pencil out on this page pretty soon, and we don't want the outline to smudge as per usual. That's what I do in every video. But yeah, if you haven't dried your outliner, you might want to do that. And also, sorry about this, but I forgot to draw on some parts that we were meant to outline, which is the tongue inside the mouth here, and just this little here. You can see the fringe behind on the other side of his head. But otherwise, yeah, everything else is outlined except for the little rectangles here and those things on top of his head. Still not sure what they are, but yeah. So if you haven't dried it, let it dry. You might want to do that. And if you have, then we're just gonna rub everything out, and then we will move on to coloring in. Okay, so I said that we were gonna start coloring in, but not just yet. First we have to outline this thing here, those three spike things, with a gray pencil. So here I'm just gonna quickly outline that, and then the squares here are going to be outlined with the red. So we're just gonna do that, and then we can start coloring in. Ooh, actually I only just realized I forgot to put in an ear, the second ear on its right side actually. Sorry about that. That's something very important I missed. Pretty sure I didn't miss anything else. Oh, well, what do you know, I did. I forgot to put in the spikes here. So you can all go ahead and do that as well. Alright, now if I haven't missed anything else, I'm pretty sure I can move on. So now we can start coloring in. So we'll start with the gray pencil. So this part, its fur, is going to be very, very light. I mean very light. Super light gray, around this much, all over. And that also applies for the side of the ears. Goes all the way up here, and this part as well. So it's going to be very light, and we'll put in the shading later. So we'll do that first of all, and of course this part. And the shading will be around here, inside here, all of this part, here and here, the one behind here, the little piece here. Let's see, also a bit underneath here, and let's see, I'm pretty sure that is all of them. Yeah, and we will also be coloring in this part as well. So yeah, we'll be doing that, and then we'll move on to more gray. Okay, so that's it with the fur here, and we'll do the face next. So with the face, let's see, the semicircles here are gonna stay white, but around it, it's gonna be the same color as this part here and this part here, as well as the tip here. It's gonna be around the middle between these two shades of gray. Actually, we'll also do these. So this, the left half is gonna be around the same shade as this, and the right side will be around the same shade as this color that we'll be doing later. And it will be the same for these two here, so just gonna be a line in the middle. And that's basically it for that shade of gray, or it might be completely done with this pencil as a whole. Also, there's a bit of light at the top here, so just leave a tiny line here of light, and that's basically it. Then we'll move on to probably the black or finishing off the face. Okay, so I finished that, and I thought that this was kind of more blue, but I guess it's actually more gray. It's closer to this color, so I decided to fill this in with the gray, which you can do as well. And now we'll move on to, you know what, let's just get this blue done with, because there's not much. So basically use this really lightly and just fill in a little bit towards the middle. And actually, it's very hard to tell, but there's actually the same blue here, although in the actual image, the actual official art, you can barely tell, but there is actually some blue here, which I almost missed because it's almost invisible. So basically here, it's just going to be 3 spikes coming out from the end of the fin, or not the end, the tip I guess in this case. Yeah, so that's basically it. Alright, so now, let's see, now we'll just finish up the head, shall we? So all we have to do is get the black now. I'm gonna get the black, and don't press too hard, we don't want to make it completely black, just lightly color in the black, fill in the nose. And we also have to fill in this part outside the eyes. And this will also fill in the middle of the ears. And let's see, then we'll do the red. So with the red, not the crimson red, just the normal red. Actually, we will need the crimson red as well. So this is going to be for the ear and the mouth. So we'll get the crimson red first. We'll do the shading. So just the end here, put in the crimson red, and do the same on this side. And there's gonna be more crimson inside the mouth here. Make sure you don't color in the tongue. And then we'll get the red and fill in the ears and very lightly make a pink color for the tongue. Okay, now we'll move on to the body. So let's see, first we'll start off with the talons, shall we? So we're gonna get our 2 shades of green, our navy green-ish and more darker green, normal green. So basically, we're gonna use the normal green, more dark greenish green, not the navy green, to make the lighter parts of the talons. So we'll just do that. It's gonna be mostly on the edge right next to the outline, and there's gonna be a bit more here, and then the rest is gonna be filled in with the navy green, and there's gonna be some shaded parts which will be used, which we will use this and just press hard to make it darker. So that will be some here, the back of the talons here, and a little underneath the talon there, and that's basically it. Okay, that's it with the talons. So we can get rid of the greens now, we won't need them anymore. Now we'll get, let's see, we'll do the purple. So the hexagons are purple, and we'll also do the blue. Actually, we'll do the blue and the purple at the same time, just because there really isn't much to do. So these are the colors, the purple and the 2 shades of blue. With the purple, there really isn't much there. There's gonna be a bit of light here on the edges towards the left, so just color in lightly there, and the rest just press normally. Although for the right legs, press hard because it's gonna be shaded. Otherwise, that is basically it with the purple. And with the blue, basically just there's a lighter line actually right next to the fin. So just there's gonna be a light line there, as well as the bottom, and then just fill in here normally, and then there's gonna be some shading underneath, just like this, darker. So just press hard, and that's it with those 2 colors. And also, you know, let's just do this now because I forgot. There's the little spikes at the bottom of the feet, of its feet. So just here it's gonna be pretty hard, so make it dark here, and here it's actually also pretty dark. Okay, now we can get rid of the gray. So yeah, once we finish that, then we'll do the actual body. Okay, now we're just gonna finish with the body. And so with the body, there's gonna be some light and darker patches. So there are some light patches like around here, here, just some few here and there. And with the normal parts, just press about this hard. And then there's gonna be some darker parts, like here, where you want to press about this hard maybe. So not completely black, of course, just lighter and darker. And so yeah, it's just gonna be these parts in here, this little part there, and all of these parts here. And once we're done with that, that's it with the drawing. Okay, so that's it. Silvally is complete. Now I just gotta write his name. We'll write it right here with this crimson red, shall we? Alright, that's it. So be sure to hit that like button down below if you enjoyed this video, and if you drew along with me, tell me, how did your drawing of Silvally go? Also, you can comment down below if you'd like to suggest any Pokemon that you would like me to draw in future videos, which will hopefully get onto a poll on both my Pokeamino page and Twitter page. And so be sure to subscribe if you'd like to keep up to date to those videos, as well as any of my future playthroughs or whatever it is that I make. So yeah, as usual, I will see all of you beautiful people in my next video. Bye bye.